But old MacDonald didn't last very long as a rock star, and besides that, he missed working with all the animals. So he changed his name to Jungle Joe, and he opened up a wildlife park there by the side of I-35. And he called it Jungle Joe's Wildlife Park there by the side of I-35. And this is the part where you boys and girls, moms and dads, get to help us. Because on this wildlife park, he had some very big animals, and at this very moment, Pete is showing you how to make big animals too, and we need you guys to make big animals just like Pete. Everybody, big animals, good. And then he had little animals. More little animals and more big animals. And then he had some that ate a little too much and they got rather fat animals. But then there were those that heard about the squash diet on Channel 22 and they got very thin animals. More thin animals and more fat animals. Now, if you get a little confused, I want you to keep your eyes on Pete. We've done this song some 555 times. He assures me that he gets it right each and every time. This will be a world record attempt for 556 times. Done correctly. You'll be a part of it. Good luck. Jungle Joe had a wildlife park, E-I-E-I-O. And on this park, well, he had some lions. E-I-E-I-O, and he had big lions, everybody big lions, and he had little lions, more little lions and more big lions, fat lions and thin lions and more fat lions. Good. Jungle Joe had a wildlife park, E-I-E-I-O, and on this park he had some tigers. E-I-E-I-O, and he had big tigers, and he had little tigers, more little tigers and more big tigers, fat tigers and thin tigers, and more fat tigers. Big lions, little lions, big lions, fat lions, thin lions, fat lions. Jungle Joe had a wildlife park, E-I-E-I-O. And on this park he had some birds, E-I-E-I-O, and he had big birds, and he had little birds, more little birds, and more big birds, fat birds, and more fat birds. A big tiger, little tiger, big tiger, fat tiger, thin tiger, fat tiger, big lion, big lion, fat lion, thin lion, fat lion. Jungle Joe had a wildlife park, E-I-E-I-O. And on this park he had some monkeys, E-I-E-I-O, and he had big monkeys, and he had little monkeys, more little monkeys, and more big monkeys, fat monkeys and thin monkeys, and more fat monkeys. Big birds, big birds, fat birds, thin birds, fat birds. A big tiger, little tiger, big tiger, fat tiger, thin tiger, fat tiger. Big lion, big lion, fat lion, thin lion, fat lion. Jungle Joe had a wildlife park, E-I-E-I-O. And on this park he had some rhinos, E-I-E-I-O, and he had bigger rhinos, and he had little rhinos, more little rhinos, and more big rhinos, fat rhinos and thin rhinos, and more fat rhinos. Big monkey, little monkey, big monkey, fat monkey, thin monkey, fat monkey, big bird, big bird, fat bird, thin bird, fat. A big tiger, little tiger, big tiger, fat tiger, thin tiger, fat tiger, big lion, little lion, big lion, fat lion, thin lion, fat lion. Jungle Joe had a wildlife park, E-I-E-I-O. Now, this is the part of the song that Pete starts feeling really confident, but I can sing it faster. And on this park, he had some armadillos. E-I-E-I-O, and he had big armadillos, and he had little armadillos, more little armadillos, and more big armadillos, fat armadillos, and thin armadillos, and fat armadillos. A big rhino, big rhino, fat rhino, thin rhino, fat rhino for the world's record. Good luck, I'm singing it fast. A big monkey, little monkey, big monkey, bad monkey, then fat monkey, big bird, big bird, fat bird, then bird, fat. A big tiger, little tiger, big tiger, bad tiger, then tiger, then fat tiger, big lion, little lion, big lion, fat lion, thin lion, fat lion. Wow, you are awesome. I cannot believe that. Jungle Joe had a wildlife park. E-I-E-I-O with the incredible Pete Markham, yes!